The presenting sponsor of Moontower Soccer is FVF Law.
To find out what makes FVF a different kind of injury law firm, you can visit fvf.law.
I used to always make you smile, but now I struggle with the dial. Soon as I try to call your number. Welcome to Swoontower Soccer, a show that's all about the boys. I'm Stephanie Corniola.
And I'm Mike Ellison.
And we are so excited and so grateful to Landon and Jeremiah for letting us do this.
Yeah, we are off the rails this week. Just the two of us. No Landon, no Dad's not home, so we get to do whatever we want.
No parents, all party.
Yeah, we're eating Oreos all night long for dinner.
So we have got a couple of things we want to talk about today. We are going to talk, maybe most importantly, I know it's all about the boys, but
we met some, we've got a couple of good boys to talk about.
Yeah, and those are the honorary match Scots from Austin Pets Alive.
I think they're officially called mascots, but mascots of the match, but match Scott, like, come on, Austin, get at us. We got some ideas.
So we are going to talk about those sweet, sweet pups. We are going to talk about, we're easing into our pre-match outfits.
Yeah, it seems like the club is also easing into them, not giving us all the looks, but serving us a couple that we can definitely talk about.
Little teasers. We are going to talk about some on-pitch personality moments that really stood out to us, whether it was warm-ups on the sidelines or just things that we are seeing between our boys.
And the last thing that we're going to do is kind of do a little bit of a social media roundup. What were the things that stood out to us? And if y'all have highlights from any of these things, definitely hit us up. Tweet at the Moontower boys. They'll pass that stuff on to us. Also, we're lurking all their stuff anyway, so like we'll definitely see it.
All right. So we're going to get started with our honorary match Scots. And Mike, do you want to talk a little bit about the match Scot from our first match versus Cincinnati?
Yeah. So this one, I was unfortunately unable to find Gavin. It seemed like he did not have media availability. Maybe Austin and APA and ourselves got our wires crossed. Maybe they didn't know we existed. Who's to say, really?
Also, maybe we got there late because it was cold and we're babies.
That's right. Still before kickoff, but late anyway. Late by our standards. But Gavin is a very good boy. He comes with his own special cart because he came to APA with some injuries, most likely after being hit by a car, causing his back legs to be paralyzed. But that doesn't stop him from having a good time. He is so cute. He runs around in the backyard. There's a video of him being adorable and changing angles better than I can. And they say that he is currently in foster care, very playful and sweet with puppies and big playful dogs. He's also curious about cats, but still learning about them.
Same, honestly.
Yeah. So if you have interest in meeting Gavin, definitely check out his APA page. We will include these in the show notes. But he is a good boy who, according to this, has an amazing leash manners and picks up on training so fast. So if you have the time in your life to take care of this deserving soul and the space in your heart for a best friend, ask about Gavin today.
Oh, I love Gavin. What do we rate Gavin?
I rate Gavin 60 miles an hour out of 10.
Oh, I love it. And then this week at our match versus Miami, we were so lucky because we got to meet Kenneth. Kenneth is a 58-pound terrier pit bull bulldog mix, and he is the sweetest ray of sunshine. He climbed right up on Mike while we were doing our hot interview, which you'll hear in just a moment, and just snuggled the stuffing out of him. And that video is going to be up on the Moontower Twitter feed. So if you want to see Kenneth in action, just head over to Moontower on Twitter. And that little face, if you don't fall in love with him, I don't know I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, I gotta say, for a pup of very few words, he was expressive as can be with his sweet kisses and his adorable snuggles.
Let's hear from Kenneth now.
Kenneth.
We are here with Kenneth right outside the Lexus Club. Hi, Kenneth. Oh, thank you, baby. Kenneth, who do you think's gonna win today? Austin FC or Miami? He paused the interview. I'm sorry. He's a man of few words. Steph, do you have any questions for Kenneth?
Yeah. What makes you such a big Austin FC fan?
That's a great point, Kenneth. Great point. Awesome. Folks, Kenneth is very busy out here meeting the public, but we really appreciate your time, Kenneth. Thank you so much. One last Listos Verde for the fans.
Ugh, what an absolute joy. So thank you, Kenneth, for talking with us. And thank you so much to Susie with Austin Pets Alive for letting us have that little interview with Kenneth. We are looking forward to more throughout the season. And again, if you want to meet Kenneth, all of his details are in the show notes.
Yeah, all of these mascots of the match Scots, they can be found wandering the stadium before kickoff, and then also you get to see them on the big jumbotron there right at the very beginning of the match. I highly recommend getting to the stadium a little bit early to get some pets, to get some scritches, and to meet these good boys and girls.
All right, match fits.
Let's talk about them.
Fits checks. We're still working on our segment titles.
Yeah. If you have a good segment title for this, please hit us up. I gotta say, I was really looking forward to opening day match fits.
Yeah, me too.
I thought for sure that the crew was gonna bring them, but then it was pouring
and freezing.
And we didn't get anything.
I mean, I don't blame them because we can talk about our match, our fit checks. I had long socks, leggings, jeans, fuzzy socks, boots, tank top, what do you call it? The long sleeve shirt.
Yeah, long underwear is what I called it.
Yeah, that base layer. That's the word I was looking for.
Sure.
A base layer, my jersey, a sweatshirt, and a jacket. So that was my and hand warmers.
Yeah, I basically for all of my New England friends and family.
I know, so embarrassing.
I was like in a shorts and t-shirt, dude. It was so comfortable. I wasn't even cold a little bit.
You're a liar.
I'm a total liar.
This week, though, we did get a little bit. We got 3. We got Cascante, Diego, and Danny. And
oh God, Julio again, just bringing the fire. Every single pregame outfit that this man has ever been photographed in is like immaculate.
this perfectly tailored burgundy suit, it was gorgeous.
Oh, it's so good.
Danny and Diego were sporting ripped jeans and sweatshirts, which, fair.
Yeah,
I guess you're allowed. They looked fine.
I feel like they got a different brief than Julio got. You know what I mean? Like Heidi Klum was like handing out the like, okay, this is the outfit that y'all are making, and like their brief was totally different.
They did not make the cut. I'm looking forward to more. I'm really excited. I'm looking forward to so much this season. I feel like our boys have such a great sense of style, and I think that the way that they show that in their pre-match outfits is, last season it was really fun to get to see their personalities come through, but I want more.
Yeah, I'm so pumped, so ready to see all the style that like I'll never have. And
Not
just
with that attitude.
no.
All right. So speaking of their personalities, this season has been obviously a firecracker so far. I mean, we're running with
Top of the league, baby. 34-0-0, let's go.
winning the World Cup.
Yep, we are gonna obviously win MLS. Landon and Jeremiah probably have like reasoned takes. Not here.
Yeah, we have reasons.
Oh yeah, we have tons of reasons.
So let's talk about our first home match, our season opener. There was a lot that I saw during that match that I had not seen all of last season. And for those of you who this is your first episode of Swoontower, I'm not the tactics guy. I am the, wow, I liked when Brad Stuver got spicy and elbowed that guy in the chest kind of guy. So that's what I am picking up during these matches. I'm starting to get a lot better at plays and tactics, but I'm still not there yet. So this show is more about their attitudes, how they're interacting with each other, the relationships that we're seeing formed from off the pitch, translating to their plays on the pitch and stuff like that.
Yeah, like general vibes.
You
know, and I think the vibes were so good going into Cincy. Like, it was rainy and cold here, and like the boys didn't seem to mind. Like right from the start, like everybody seemed fired up and ready to go, which helped me ignore how frigid I was. They came out hot. They came out intense. Like they looked really together.
They looked like a team. Yeah.
Yeah. They looked like they knew what everybody was supposed to do, and like were doing the things that they expected of each other.
Yeah. And they looked like they were having fun.
Oh, so much fun. So many cheeky little like back heel passes and just technical ways to like kick the ball instead of trying to play too like rigidly. I don't know. It just looked really free and like they were allowed to express themselves.
Yeah, it did. It looked like their personalities were coming through. It looked like, like I said, the relationships were starting to come across in their playing as well.
And I think we started to see that a lot against Miami too.
Yeah, for sure.
Like just little stuff like Danny.
Yeah, Danny's spicy.
Danny
season.
is so good.
And I can't tell if it's because I've been following him on social media now and I'm like seeing him be kind of silly and he's got ridiculous social media presence, but I'm starting to notice that personality more on the pitch. But he had more than a couple like full palm back pushes versus Miami.
Yeah, you could tell that like he has really embraced the like, oh, I guess I gotta play this role in the system, and so I'm gonna do it my way, is what it looks like. I don't know. I'm sure we'll hear from everyone in the media about the way that he's playing from a like technical standpoint, but like it just looks like he's gonna be really tough to like take that starting position from. If Johan Valencia wants to get in that starting 11, he's gonna have to do some work.
Yeah, it seems like he's really fighting for it. Speaking of Johan Valencia, though, our seats,
yes,
we're in the southwest corner, and we get to see the warm-ups for the subs coming out, and so much of what happens down there is a lot of what we're going to be talking about on SWOONTOWER, because we're seeing a lot of their kind of the way that they watch the match, the way that they interact with each other, and the way that they interact with opposing teams. So there was a corner kick in the second half, and watching Felipe and Johan try to psych out that player was incredible.
Not only the Miami player, but also the ref. Like, Johan was trying to get in the ref's head before he got on the pitch. Like, he's pointing at the ref the whole time and like yelling about where the ball was being placed for the corner. He's like, no, you got to check it again. You got to look at I don't think it's on the line. Come on, ref, check that ball. And like the whole time the player's getting mad, the ref's getting kind of annoyed, but like he can't do anything about it because he's not even on the pitch yet, right?
Right. And Felipe is doing like jumps back and forth. And as soon as he backs up for the corner kick, Felipe's stone still. And then as soon as the leg comes back, Felipe like jumps out into the not onto the line, but like right next to the line. And just that it was just so silly and so youthful to me.
Yeah, it's like that every ounce that you can pull, right? Like, I'm not technically on the field right now, so I can't legally be involved in this play, but I can do everything that I can to like disrupt the play from my position, right? The same reason that us in the stands, that we're all yelling and booing and trying to
not
distract.
All booing. I won't boo. I have this is like my own match mood. I just feel really bad about booing anyone. So usually when people are booing, I'll yell something like, I'm sure your parents are very proud of you. Just because I feel like it's still noise. It's still adding to like the crowd chaos that's happening, but like I feel better about myself.
Well, it's also like such a burn because like I don't know. Like,
Well, I don't mean it as that. I'm sure that someone is very proud of these sweet boys, even if they're, our enemies for the day. Like, I'm sure that they're really successful in their own.
well, sure, but like, it just feels like my mom says I'm cool energy. You know what I mean? Like, I know that's not how you mean it, but I guarantee.
No, I hear it now. I'm sure your parents are very proud of you. In that context, does.
Which makes me like it even more. And I'm officially stealing that.
No, I mean it. I just really hate booing. I feel like it is. I know it's part of the environment and it's part of the atmosphere, but it's not in my heart.
The more you say I really mean it, the more it sounds like you don't really mean it.
Social media standouts for this week. How about...
Well, hold on. You wanted to talk about, or you put Maxi on the list of like things that you wanted to talk about from Miami.
Yeah, so I think this is the same as your reaction to Kippy from Cincinnati. I feel like Urruti was so in this match and so invested in every single moment. He was so excited and so riled up, and just like every ounce of his soul was like in this match, and just seeing that kind of energy. And obviously he played beautifully for reasons that Landon and Jeremiah can talk about at length, but it just felt like he is 1,000,000% there and present and just like rooting for everyone at the same time as busting his own butt to be the best he can be. It was just really cool to watch him stand out on the pitch.
I think it's really interesting that like two of our favorite players so far this season are Maxi and Felipe, who are both MLS journeymen. They've been all over the league for a super long time, but like I don't know. Maybe maybe I'm fanboying here, but
That's the point of this whole show.
I do feel like they like Austin.
Yeah.
Like a lot, right? Like it feels like something around this club makes them pop more. I don't know. Like, and I know that Felipe's been a fan favorite everywhere he's been, and also a fan enemy for every other team that he plays against. And I think we have started to see why already, right? When the dude's like interrupting corners when he's not even on the pitch. But like, I just think there's something special about this like group of guys together.
Yeah.
What I had for Kip was a little bit different than that comment about Maxi, but mostly it was around like his celebrations in Cincinnati were just so you could tell he was at 11 for the match. And like, I don't know that he was he probably wasn't the best player on the pitch, but he was definitely fun to watch, and he was definitely so excited and so invested.
Right.
There's no questioning where his heart is as far as the team's concerned, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's something that's really great to see from all of the boys this season so far. I know we're 2 games in, and it's really easy to be full heart when you're
winning 5-0. Yeah.
Yeah, when you're banging goals in the whole time. I get it.
I really hope that we can see that continue. And I truly do think we will.
And if we don't,
we'll talk about it.
Yeah, it's someone else's fault and not ours.
I do want to say quickly, I owe you an apology. I owe you an official SWOONTOWER apology. Last episode, when we were talking about new signings and you said your most handsome was Maxi, I said, really? And then I looked at his Instagram more. And so I just want to say I'm sorry.
I accept that apology, and I think that it's okay to change your mind when new information is presented to you.
Normalize that. Now let's go on to social media. Our social media standouts of the week, or I guess of the last 2 weeks.
Yeah. So one of the things that I have really liked seeing is the way the boys are starting to comment on each other's posts and stuff more. Watching on my Twitter timeline on the morning after the match when it's like, oh, vote so-and-so for player of the week. And seeing everyone from Austin vote for Cecilio after the Cincy match, and then Driussi after Miami has been so cool.
Yeah.
And like part of it is that we didn't really get a chance to vote for our guys as players of the match very often last year. But like, I don't know that we would have seen that same level of interaction.
Yeah, I agree. I think that it's clear they're hanging out outside of practice. And that's coming across, like their love for each other is coming across in the way that they're sharing stories and retweeting each other and voting for each other for MLS Player of the Match. Like there's so much camaraderie and so much team building that's happening off the pitch that getting to see that happen in real time is very, very cool to me.
Yeah, I think one of the things that jumped out to me the most about something like that was the barbecue, like the family barbecue that Maxi threw apparently with like all of the players and their families and stuff. So cool.
And even just after the Miami match, it looked like Urruti, Felipe, and Driussi were just hanging out cooking steaks.
Yeah, grilling steaks in the backyard.
They looked
gigantic.
so good.
So many calories. But like also they earn
deserve
them.
it.
Right.
Okay, so here's one of the things that Mike and I talked about recently that I'm interested to hear y'all's opinion on, because we had very different ideas of this. So Mike was talking about one of the New England Revs going into Dunkin' Donuts for the first time ever. And
well, it was Sebastian Lletget, who is like a national
one of the Revs.
He's a U.S. men's national team player, so like he's a guy.
Yes. And he was saying that he would be surprised if any one of our boys could go into a coffee shop and not get recognized by several people. And to me,
or at least by someone.
Yeah. And I feel like maybe Mike's bubble of the way that we recognize players and the way that so many of us do, that is a skewed perspective, and that they're not really visual celebrities in the way that they would get stopped at coffee shops frequently. And I was interested to see that when Cecilio went to the pitch,
yeah,
with a bunch of Austin FC supporters, wasn't super recognized.
Yeah, it was like there was a photo in a Los Verdes Slack channel where the highlight was that the Miami supporters group and Los Verdes had gotten together to hang out, and it was super cool and fun. And then someone randomly said, "Wait a minute. Is that Foxy in the background?" Foxy is Cecilio's dog. So, like, it wasn't even Cecilio that got called out first. It was his dog.
Yeah.
And so that made me really reassess my opinion of, like, oh, I guess these guys still have a certain level of anonymity.
Right. And I think that obviously people listening to this podcast are probably going to be in the camp of, yes, I would absolutely recognize that butt anywhere. But... just in general, I think that the impact, though it's so big week to week when we see it at the stadium, the impact of these guys in and around Austin is still likely very small.
Yeah, I still think folks who like are on TV commercials probably get a higher visibility when they're out, you know, like I bet Diego would get noticed because of his hair and like the number of times I've seen him kick a soccer ball through a truck window.
Yeah. Your homework is to find a non-Austin FC fan, show him a picture of Diego, and say, "Do you know who this is?
Do you know this man?
Do you know this man?
Have you seen this man? He's not missing or anything.
Just have you seen him?" Okay, you have one more very important social media, and you're not going to be surprised that it involves Danny Pereira.
It's true. His brother is an incredible follow. If you haven't seen his brother's posts, they are amazing. He is very funny. He likes to troll a little bit. Like there was a photo after the Miami match where it was him and Danny hanging out at Q2, and Danny's brother is like peering into Danny's pocket. And then there's like a second photo, and in it, they've photoshopped Gonzalo Higuain, Miami's striker, into his pocket because Danny like just bossed the midfield so hard. And like he's just constantly making fun of Danny. He's constantly having a good time at his expense. And also like he seems like he's living a fan life.
Yeah.
Taking pictures with Claudio Reyna and like, oh my God, I hung out with, you know, so-and-so from the team or whatever. Like, it just seems like he's really making the most of this opportunity.
Of his brother being on
Yeah.
MLS team.
And like, he's clearly so proud of his brother, but also it's still his brother. And so he's still kind of, you know, got to take the mick a little with him. Like, it's just so good. It's so fun.
It is very fun.
I know I would do that. Like if my nephew, for example, like got good at anything, like I would constantly be around, like teasing both him and everyone else like involved in the thing that he was into. Like,
Yeah. I would not. But I feel like sisters maybe are different than brothers. I don't know.
also you just said that your idea of like making noise at the stadium
Feels mean.
is telling people that their parents are proud of them. So it doesn't surprise me that you wouldn't troll your sisters.
Yeah. Y'all, thank you so much for joining us here. Let us know what you want to hear more of. Let us know what you love about these boys, because at its heart, Swoon Tower is a show
About the boys.
Thank you so much to Landon and Jeremiah. Thank you, everyone, for listening, and we will see y'all after the next home match.
Muchas gracias. Bye bye.